y'all, and welcome to today's video. We are going to be getting ready together. I went ahead and I did my foundation, concealer, powder, brows because I want to talk to y'all kind of about my collab. A few of y'all had questions like, can you tell us anything about the process, picking the shades, names, all of that stuff. So I want to be able to like really chat. I want to show y'all another look with my collab palette, the Heather Austin and Adept palette. So we're going to do an eye look together. We'll do blush, bronzer, highlight, lips, all of that. But this video is going to be more just like chatting about the process of the collab because this palette is launching on Friday. I will have all the details down below. Friday, March 25th, this palette is launching. I'm so excited. It is on the Adept website now where you can sign up to be notified. So it's not in stock right now. It's not going to go on sale until Friday, March 25th, but you can go to the website and sign up to get email notifications and to look at ingredients, all of that stuff, just in case that's something that you're interested in. I'll have it all listed and linked to down below for y'all. And if you are new here, hey, my name is Heather and makeup makes me happy. Here at my channel, we do not try to be perfect. We just want to have a good time with our makeup, whatever that means. Shimmer, glitter, get ready with me's, we are here for it. So if that sounds good to you, I do hope that you will subscribe before you leave because I upload lots of new videos every single week. So if you are looking for fun makeup content, this right here is the place to be. But I'm going to prime my eyes. We're going to get ready and I'm going to kind of answer some of the questions that y'all have had for me. Before I came on camera, I went ahead and did finish like my face routine because I knew like I wouldn't be able to get into the conversation while I was like constantly showing things. So I did prime my eyes with my TATCHA Silk Canvas. I'm using my Sigma Color Correcting Duo in medium to dark under my eyes. My foundation is my Makeup Forever HD Skin Foundation. Concealer is my One Size Beauty Concealer. I set everything down with my HUDA Beauty Easy Bake Powder. Kind of finished off with One Size Beauty Powder. And then I'm wearing my Rare Beauty Bronzer Stick. So that's what I've got on my face, and I've got a little bit of my Sigma lip mask on to hydrate my lips before we do lip color. Okay, so I'm just going to prime my eyes with my MAC paint pot. And like I said, this video is just going to be a little more chatty. So if you want to see like close-ups of my palette, if you want to see swatches on me and a deeper skin tone, hear my explanation for why the shades are named, what they're named, definitely check out my reveal video. I will have that linked down below. I'll also have Adept's Instagram linked down below so that you can follow them because they're actually posting tutorials on different skin tones, swatches, lots of fun content over there. I know I already have 4 looks with this palette here on YouTube. I have content over on Instagram. So definitely check out my channel, check out Adept, check out the playlist if you want to see more stuff about this palette. Now I'm going to start off with this REPHR 01 brush and I want to go into the shade Atlas. So let's just kind of talk about the collab process. So y'all know I've been loving Adept for so long. Like loving their products, loving their products. And some things they've sent to me, some things I've paid for myself, but I really love the brand and I'll never forget. Like this is firm in my memories that I was on Instagram, realized I had a message from Adept asking to collab with me. I was standing in the kitchen with my husband and my son, Dusty and Jackson, and I just started like screaming. That kind of like, oh my gosh type of scream. I don't even know if it was audible. It may have been so high pitched that it's like only dogs can hear, but I was just like shocked. I'm like, me? I can't believe I got this message. Oh my gosh. So that's how that came about. They asked me to collab with them. I was blown away. I could not believe it. I still kind of can't believe it. I can't wrap my mind around the fact that one of my favorite brands wanted to work with me. So from there, I was talking with Adept, and I just have to say that Adept has been so easy to work with this whole time. They've been so kind, and we were just talking back and forth, and this is Adept's first time on a collaboration, and mine too. So we were both kind of talking through things, and we were like, okay, we kind of got to the point that we were like, all right, we need to nail some things down. So Adept said they were going to look into some things on their end to see like how to move forward with this. And I asked them, I was like, you know, I have a few friends who have had experience with collaborations. Do you mind if I reach out to them? And Adept was like, of course, like let's work together on this. So the first people I ever told about my collab actually was my friends, Samantha March and Angelica Neekvis. I messaged both of them and I was just like, hey, I have this going on. Like, of course, please keep it a secret, but do you mind if I pick your brain? Like, are you fine with like kind of helping me with the back end of working with a brand? And Angie and Samantha were both so nice, and they were like, yes, of course, whatever, you know, whatever you need, like, let me know. I'll help you as much as I can. So they were both there to help like field questions for me, and I have to say I really appreciate that. So I've already told them both thank you so much, but I'll just do it here too. Like, I'm so thankful for them. And so Adept, we worked some things out, and we were both like multi-chromes. Adept and I were both like, we want to do multi-chromes. We want to do multi-chromes. So that was the start. People were like, how did you even start? Like, what did you think about when you think shades? Like, my first thought was multi-chrome, and then it kind of built from there. So I knew I wanted multi-chromes, and then matte-wise, I told Adept, I was like, I need a dark matte green. I need a dark matte green, and I need a dark matte that is somewhere in between red and purple. I don't want it full purple, and I definitely don't want it red. So somewhere on the spectrum, it's like closer to purple, and it's not as close to red, but I don't feel like it's full on purple. And there we came to PaO2 and Magnolia. That's how those shades were created, and it was just so fun. And I was like, I know with my names, I explained that in my reveal video, but I knew I wanted this palette to be like the Heather Austin palette. I was thinking old school YouTube vibes. I've been blending this shade on my eyes. It's been done being blended out for forever, but I'm so caught up in the talking that I'm like just blending one shadow. Okay, let me get another brush, and we're gonna go into PaO2 now. Okay, I'm taking my BH brush. I don't know where I left off. I've just been so into it, but those are the mattes. I knew I had to have those two mattes. And listen, if you know me, if you're around at my channel, I knew I wanted lots of shimmers, but I knew to be versatile enough for me, for just using this palette, and for other people to feel like they could use this palette every day. I knew with those two darker mattes, I needed at least two other mattes. And so talking with Adept, I was like, what do you think? I want to do 4 mattes. And they were like, yeah, whatever you want to do. Like, I cannot tell y'all enough how easy it was working with Adept. Like, just such a good experience. So we came up with the other 2 mattes. Adept had been working on this shade Mythology, and they showed it to me, and they were like, do you want this shade? And all of this shade testing is done through the mail and through videos. So they're sending me videos. Do you like this shade? I'm like, yes. They're like, okay. They're putting it in the mail. They're sending it to me. I'm testing it, swatching it, putting it on my eyes, using different eye primers, using different brushes, blending different things. Like, I'm testing everything. So a lot of the collab and a lot of the process is almost like hurry up and wait, you know, because you're like working, and then you're waiting for things to get made, you're waiting for things to get sent, and then you're working, and then you're waiting some more. So it definitely takes a long time, But when I got Mythology, I was like, I have to have this shade. And really, y'all may be surprised, but the very last shade that went into this palette was Atlas. And you would think it's a mid-tone brown, but it's not, because we wanted the tone to be something different than what Adept already had. So we were working on this palette for so long, and we didn't want a mid-tone brown that was too similar to something that they already had in their line. So we really worked on this little mid-tone brown. And with all these mattes, I wanted shades that were buildable, so that even if you just went in with one matte shade all over the lid, you could build it up in certain places and it could be a little darker, or you could blend it out in places and it could be a little lighter, so that even though you have one matte shade, it's looking like multiple matte shades. So that's kind of how some of the palette came to be. It was just really fun working on something. Like, I've just learned so much, and Adept has let me be a part of the process every step of the way, from sending me things from the factory, to talking to me and sending me videos about inspection of the palette, to talking through packaging. You know, they offered to do whatever I wanted with packaging, whatever I wanted to do the name, but I was like, old school vibes. Like, I'm thinking about, you know, the Carly Bible palette, the Jackie Aina palette, like all these different palettes, and I'm like, you know what, I want the Heather Austin palette. But I wanted this to be something to where even if somebody didn't like me or didn't even know me, but they loved Adept, this would fit in their collection. So I have so many samples here of the packaging, just looking at different things, thinking about how we wanted to put the names on here. Did we want to put the names on here? What did we want to do? What did we want to do with packaging? Do we want to print it here? But I wanted something that fit into the Adept line. I wanted something that looked luxurious, because this is a $56 palette. I wanted luxury, and I feel like we got that with this. It's everything. It's everything that I've wanted, and we've tested and tried so many different things, and then everything just kind of went from there. The other, like, if you're wondering like what shades took the longest, I will say Scrubs was one of the shades that was the hardest for us to get right, because we just wanted it to be a certain way. So I have so many samples. I have so many samples of the shade Scrubs that are not perfect. You know, we got one in and Adept mailed it to me, and I was like, oh, the shift's not strong enough. And Adept was like, I totally agree. I wanted to wait to see what you said, but the shift is not strong enough. We got another sample in, and Adept even told me before, they were like, I don't think this is sparkly enough. I don't like it, but I'm going to let you decide. And I swatched it, and I looked at it, and I moved to different lights, and I was like, you know, this isn't like a favorite shadow for me, so I can't put it in here. And they were like, agree. So we went through, like, we worked on the shade Scrubs so much. Scrubs, and now it's perfect. And now it's perfect, and I'm glad that we spent the time going back and forth, saying this isn't right, add more shimmer, this isn't right, we need more shift, this isn't right, this isn't right. Like, we really spent our time perfecting it, and I'm so happy we did, because I'm so pleased with it. But if I have to say like a shadow that took the most time, it would have to be Scrubs. Okay, I'm going to use the shade Austin, which is one of the multi-chromes in here, but I want to prime my lid with a black eye base. This is the Color Tattoo from Maybelline, and it's just a black one. So I'm going to put this down on my lid first. Okay, wow, mine is really dried out. I probably need to get another one. This one's kind of old. Oh, I need to get another one, but I want a dark and sultry look. So yeah, and then, okay, so once we got like the shades down, it was time to kind of arrange everything in the palette, right? Because to me, like, layout does matter. And once we had the color story perfected, we had all the shades ready, I had to think about where I wanted to lay them out. And I wanted to do this in a way that I felt like was going to be very easy for anybody to create a look. So of course I have tons of looks for y'all for inspiration, but if you're just holding this palette, you can work in quads. 1, 2, 3, 4. This quad right here, you're going to create a beautiful look for shadows. This quad right here, you can create a beautiful all shimmery shifty look. And then this quad right here, I feel the same. Of course, I'm mixing and matching them all. You can tell from my looks, but I wanted it easy for everybody. The way I laid it out, I wanted it to make sense. And I realized that not everybody is going to love everything. Like, I do realize that, and I get that, and that's fine. But for me, I wanted to make a palette that was true to me and that I felt like was fun, inspiring, while also being easy to use. Okay, I'm taking this on a REPHR brush, and changing up the color that you put underneath the shadow is definitely going to change the way it looks. In the 4 looks that I have posted on my channel so far, like the 4 tutorials, I've used every shade in the palette, so I thought it would be fun, like getting ready today, to just do something a little bit different. And I think this shade is so beautiful over a black base. Isn't that beautiful? So the next thing was, with this palette, we did consider price point, of course. We wanted to keep this in line with the other palette prices. Like Amunet New is the same price as my palette, I believe, and we wanted it to be as accessible as possible. So price was definitely something we considered while still being like a luxurious indie brand experience. So that has been super fun. We weren't able to offer like affiliate codes with this palette because we do have so many multi-chromes and shifty sparkly shades, but I'm super happy with it. Y'all seem to be super happy with it. I also just want to say, like, thank you everybody who's left me such a nice comment. But I'm using this REPHR 02 brush, and I am picking up a lot of this shade because I really want the texture of this one to be evident on top of this black. My face is set with powder, and I'm going to use a sparkly highlighter, so I don't mind. I'm going to wipe that away. But I'm just doing it just like that, and then I'm going to take a brush, and I'm not going to use this black base, and I'm going to highlight my inner corner, and it's going to give us such a nice blend. So same shade Austin, I'm putting right there. I will say Jackson also helped me name some of the shades. I kind of knew the names, but we did talk about it, and it was fun. Like, having all the shades laid out, I asked Jackson. I was like, okay, one of these shade names has to be Austin, which is, of course, our last name, and Smith, which is my maiden name for, you know, my parents and my brother and his family. Like, I just, family is so important to me. I love my family. So I was like, okay, Jackson, which shade needs to be named Austin? Which shade needs to be named Smith? And so that was fun, like, doing that together. And I knew also it was super important to me to just like confirm with Adept, like, you ship worldwide, and they were like, yes, we ship everywhere possible. Now I know international shipping can be expensive, and I think that's a problem not just for indie makeup brands, but for all smaller businesses, all smaller companies. It is just a little bit more difficult, but I just wanted to know, like, is it possible? Like, if somebody internationally wants this palette, is it possible that they could buy it? And so that was checked. That was like one of my big things. I was like, I don't want to create with a brand that is just doing US and Canadian shipping, although I totally understand why brands are doing that. I'm just saying that that was something that was very important to me with this collaboration. Also, Adept is a cruelty-free brand. That was important to me. They use upcycled packaging. They try to be as eco-conscious as they can be. Of course, when you're like buying new things, the best thing we could do is to never buy anything new ever, right? And to not be consumers. But with this being a product, they do try to be as eco-friendly, eco-conscious as they can be, which is also very important to me. Okay, I'm going to wipe away any fallout. I'm going to put on mascara and lashes, and then I'm going to come back and we'll do bronzer, blush, highlight, lips, all of that. And then I'll kind of talk to you about, like, we'll call it like the finishing touches on the palette, something like that. Like, I want to talk to you about Instagram and announcements and all that fun stuff. Okay, eyes are done. For liquid liner up top, I used my HINDASH liner. And then for the waterline, I used my All Smudge No Budge Made by Mitchell Black Track Liner. And I put on my Lilly Lashes MYKONOS. These are also the lashes that I wore in my reveal video, and I love them. I'm so happy with how the eye look came out. Okay, let's do bronzer. Let me just tell you everything I'm going to use so that I can get to talking and not forget to tell y'all something. Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush bronzer. This is the holy grail bronzer for me. I'm going to have to buy another one soon. Thankfully, the Sephora sale's coming up. My Dior 00 Pink blush. My sister-in-law came and, like, shopped my stash and, like, took makeup for 2 weeks to, like, borrow and try. And this was, like, one of the #1 things I missed when she took it. I was like, I need my Dior blush. And I'm also going to use my Unearthly Cosmetics Low Light palette. I think with this eye look, I think I'm going to dip into this shade right here called Sith Wave. I like this one. These are very sparkly highlighters. And I'm going to use my REPHR, let me tell you the brushes. REPHR 04 for bronzer, REPHR 05 for blush, and then I'm going to use this. This is my new favorite highlight brush. This is the F64 Soft Blend Concealer Brush from Sigma, but I love it for highlight. Okay, so I knew for my reveal video that I wanted to explain the shade names, I wanted to swatch, I wanted to show you stuff, and listen, some of y'all called me out. You were like, Heather, you're about to cry in your video. I specifically did not film that video until Dusty was home because I knew I would cry. So in my reveal video, Dusty is actually sitting, like, behind the camera. He was literally just sitting in, like, a little kid chair that I had pulled in here. I was like, I need you in here because if not, I'm going to lose it. I'm going to cry too much and I can't do that and I can't. So Dusty was literally sitting in here behind the camera just, like, for emotional support while I filmed my reveal video, which I know is so silly. And then I also knew when creating this palette, I wanted this to work on everybody, whether you're fair or whether you're very deep, medium, tan, everything. I wanted this to work for anybody and everyone. So that's how I created the palette, and I really wanted to showcase that in my reveal video. Now, Adept told me that they were going to pay to have swatches on different skin tones, on different models, things like that, which is wonderful. Like, yes, I'm so happy about that. But I also wanted to showcase that in my reveal video. So many of y'all already showed my friend Yanika some love. She is one of my best friends. We've been friends for so long. We've worked at multiple different places together. We've just been friends throughout the years, and I asked her if she would let me swatch on her for my video, and she was like, yeah, of course. So she came over, she let me swatch on her so early on because I wanted to know the shades were going to work for her. I wanted to know that I had the footage for y'all, so we planned that out, got that done, got that in the video, and I'm so happy about that, and I'm so happy that y'all enjoyed that too. Okay, bronzer done. Now I need to add a little bit of color. I know I've said several times throughout this video that Adept really let me be a part of everything, and that even came down to the photos that if you are on Adept's email list, y'all saw that beautiful photo that was on the email kind of announcing my palette. I got to help, like, I didn't take those images, don't get it twisted. I'm not, like, super creative like that when it comes to, like, product photography or anything, but I definitely got to be, like, a part of the conversations and be like, I like this, I want it to show this, I kind of want this type of vibe, and, like, chatting and talking and, like, do you like this? And I could say, like, yes, I love that, or no, I don't like that, or it was just so fun. So Adept has some beautiful tutorials and images and swatches to post over on their Instagram. So if you're not following them, definitely follow them. And if you already are, like, all those images that you see, I'm so thankful I got to be a part of that process. Again, I'm not taking credit for coming up with anything or any ideas at all, because that's not my strong suit. I'm here, I'm like the fun, loving aspect of makeup. So to see like the luxury vibes coming like over there, it's just so cool. And I was so happy that I at least got to be like, they included me on everything, y'all. I'm telling you, every step of the way, I got to be a part of things. I got to test things, try things, say, yes, I like this. No, I don't like this. This is what I want. Like, so fun. All right, look at that sparkly highlighter. I'm going to list everything I used down below. And I hope that you enjoyed this video. I kind of hope that it gave you a little bit of insight into things, kind of into how things came to be. And if you're not planning to purchase the palette, I totally understand that. I only want you to buy makeup that you want to buy. But if you have taken the time to like my videos, to watch my videos, to leave me a comment telling me congratulations, saying something nice, I just appreciate it so much. I feel like we are in such a time where it is so easy to be critical of people and to try to, you know, just be negative sometimes. So for everybody that has just taken the time to be sweet to me, I can't thank y'all enough. Okay, this is Melt lip liner in Caffeine. And then I'm going to go in with Mario Mocha Glow. Alright y'all, this is the finished look. I hope you enjoyed getting ready with me. I hope you enjoyed hearing all the things about the collab. I have just had such a great time on it, and I know I've said it before, but I have to say again, thank you for all the love and support y'all have shown me. I will have all the details listed down below. I will have everything on my face down below, and if you have any questions about launch, definitely check the description box. Make sure to check out the playlist and go show other creators some love. But thank you so much. I'm just feeling myself now. I really like this look. I really like the way the shade Austin looks on top of that black base. But I will see y'all very soon in another video. Bye!